fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing red and weighed in at 8 stone, 11 pounds. Coming to us from San Salvador de Jujuy, Argentina, he brings a professional record consisting of 15 wins, 4 defeats, 3 draws, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Juan Harry Jurado. And his opponent across the ring fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing multicolored trunks and weighed in at 8 stone, 12 pounds. Hailing from Maidstone, Kent, England. He had a stellar amateur career and now is a professional. He is undefeated with 10 wins. 6 of his 10 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Dennis the Menace McCann.
Okay, lads, when I say stop, you stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all times. Good luck to you both. Good luck.
So the hugely popular and very fired up Dennis McCann back in the ring for the first time since stopping the Tanzanian John Chua in July. Tremendous amount of excitement surrounding him. Frank Warren insists he'll be very special, and he got a really rousing welcome from the crowd inside the copper box. Hugely popular, very colourful, and he'll throw a million punches, and he's up against Juan Jose Jurado from Argentina. And if history's anything to go by, bearing in mind where he's from, he'd be quite happy to take a few and give a few back, Richie.
Yes, just a tough guy, this Jurado. He's only been stopped twice, but that's been up at bantam, so he's mainly campaigned down at flyweight, hasn't he? He's been flyweight champion of Argentina. Yeah, tough cookie. Left uppercut's going to be the most important punch here behind that jab for Dennis McCann. If Jurado keeps coming forward, then he's always got to do is adjust his feet and bring him onto that left uppercut, finish on his right hook, and of course just measure that gap and distance behind that strong right jab he's got. I think that the challenge for McCann tonight will be to stop this opponent.
There's a real contrast in the ages between them, a big gap. 20-year-old Dennis McCann, Jurado's 35. And there was a bit of needle between the pair of them at the weigh-in yesterday, the majority of it coming from Dennis McCann. He's been pretty poker-faced all the way through Jurado. Whether he can go with the work rate of McCann remains to be seen. He's got the comic strip trunks on tonight, and you'll see the name Johnny Boy in cash on the trunks. He's paying tribute to 4 friends who died on their way to watch the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder trilogy fight in October. Father and son John and Johnny Boy Cash, as well as his other friends Jacko Cosgrove and Smiler Cash, and he wanted to pay.
Very happy with the way McCann he hit his opponents, I think, when he wasn't facing him. So he just had a little word. But Jurado, tough, keeps coming forward. And again, it's going to be a case of McCann just measuring the distance and gap with that jab and whipping that left uppercut through. And you just got to watch Jurado doesn't just keep rushing him and doesn't get caught off guard. So just, as I say, keep working with that jab, measure that distance, and bring him onto the punches.
It's been a busy first round from Dennis McCann. Jurado showed a tendency, though, in the opening couple of minutes, the fight coming forward. Seems to be happy to do that. There's a significant height and reach advantage for McCann, and he's got extremely long shorts on, hasn't he, tonight? Jurado down by his shins.
I think the tactic from Jurado, he knows he's got to get up close to McCann. Just tries these rushing, raiding attacks, if you like. Just trying to catch McCann off guard.
It's a good body shot that got through from McCann. It's just forced Jurado to cover up on the ropes, the first time that he might have been concerned in there. Dennis McCann looking to go through the gears now as the body shot that started this off. Jurado tried to fight back, but he's relentless, McCann. Really good left hand on the way in as well from McCann, and that's a good first round from him. The first 4 defeats as a professional, and his last 2 have been via stoppage, although, as Richie said earlier, both at bantamweight. It's the first time tonight that he's ever fought outside Argentina, and he already knows what he's up against tonight in Dennis the Menace McCann. I got the impression yesterday, Richie, at the weigh-in that he wants to make a statement tonight, McCann, that he wants to get this over and done with nice and quickly, and he certainly started off that way.
A statement would be to stop his opponent here. It's to stop Jurado. He's a tough cookie. The South American boxers generally are. Argentinians, tough guys. So, like I say, the challenge from McCann is to put his shots together and to stop this opponent. That would make a statement.
Jurado struggling to keep McCann off him at the moment. Jurado finding it hard at the moment to get close enough to Dennis McCann to unload his own shots, and he took another one there on the way in.
Well, there's plenty of jabs going in for McCann. That's just keeping Jurado off balance. Can't set for his attack. Every time he's thinking of an attack, there's a jab in his face.
He tends to come in very low, doesn't he, Jurado? I mean, he's quite short compared to Dennis McCann anyway, but he bends a lot of the waist before he comes in.
And that's why he's going to watch out for a left uppercut.
And walked into one, yeah, walked into one there. There's a good body shot from McCann. And again, managing to get that right hand to the body in behind the elbow of Jurado.
A short left uppercut to the body. That was good there. Keeps Jurado on the ropes.
Really positive second round here as well for Dennis McCann. He's an unbeaten prospect, Dennis McCann, and they've got really high hopes for him. Very, very accurate so far. He's hardly missing with any of the punches that he's throwing, Richie.
That's him very well. Jurado having all sorts of problems. Probably got to move his head a little bit more as he's coming forward. He knows he's got to close the gap down, make it untidy on the inside, nick a shot here and there, but it's avoiding the punches coming forward. That's his problem.
He's got Jurado on the ropes here, and he puts a really good body shot in, followed by a solid punch to the head. And he's really feeling these at the moment, Jurado. In fact, he's taking them well and trying to fight back himself.
Oh, that's a bit of class there from McCann. His footwork was excellent, just sidesteps and come back with the shot. Nice stuff.
Final few seconds into the second round. There's been another good one here for Dennis McCann. There's a bit of blood, I think, around the nose of Jurado. I'm not surprised by that, the amount of punches that he's taken. So round 3 of a contest scheduled for 8 rounds, and Dennis McCann quickly on the front foot again.
Just fairly predictable footwork now from Jurado, the way he's coming forward. That's just allowing McCann to adjust it. And he's controlling the pace. And these attacks from Jurado, they're not quick enough. They've slowed down. That's allowing McCann just to adjust his feet. Right on cue there, look, just adjust his feet, and he's allowed then to punch into that space.
Paul, Steve and David were talking about punches or boxers who like to throw punches in clusters to finish a fight. You certainly know that you're never going to just be hit by one from Dennis McCann. They come in bunches, and there are plenty of them, and he never really stops throwing them. It's a fight that he's been dominating so far. His trainer Alan Smith said that he's a work in progress. He says he's improving and filling out, and he's benefited from the distance fights that he's had. One thing that is beyond discussion is the talent that he possesses.
Lots of talent, and yes, he's learning. That was a nice body shot. Good left hand to the body. He realised it, and look, Jurado, now he's in trouble.
Big trouble. Dennis McCann unloading, but he's got the tenacity to try and fight through it. But most of these attacks from Dennis McCann are starting off with really solid body shots, Richie, and then he takes it upstairs from there.
Absolutely, good body shot for another right hook to the body there. Jurado, he felt it, just leans back on the ropes. That's what he's going to watch out for, the odd counter shot here and there from Jurado. He's content to sit on the ropes and maybe just sneak the odd punch here and there. But it's dominant from McCann.
You wonder how many of these sustained attacks that he can continue to ward off, though, Jurado. final minute of the third round here. Dominant display up to now from Maidstone's Dennis McCann.
Oh, big shot, another good right uppercut there from McCann.
Can't doubt the bravery of Jurado, though, can you?
Tough cookie, indeed. And what's keeping Jurado in the contest? Obviously, he's got a good chin. He's a tough fella, but just occasionally he'll come through with the odd counter here and there. So it's a peekaboo style, and the odd single shot will come from him.
McCann looking to finish this round strongly as well. Digs in another solid body shot. Jurado looking to fight back off the ropes. Landslide. And the two of them out there for the fourth of a scheduled 8-rounder at super bantamweight. Dennis McCann looking for his 7th stoppage win as a professional. It's an excellent uppercut there. He's picked that shot really well, hasn't he? That lead uppercut, Richie. You talked about it in the previous round.
Yeah, good left uppercut that was there from him. Finished on the hook. His lead uppercut's a great shot, the right hand, but also that left uppercut, that backhand, and then he finishes on that lead right hook. That's the combination. He's probably got to put a few more combinations together now, less of the single shots. He's got to step it up a gear. I mean, he's totally dominant at this stage, but if it's icing on the cake job, he's just got to put the combinations together, 3s, 4s, and try and get this guy out of there.
And we know that his opponent tonight, Juan Jose Jurado, doesn't mind the tear-up. If you've not seen him before, you've worked it out already. He's quite happy to be in there and take a few and give a few and see whether he can work it out. He's old school in many, many ways, the Argentinian who's in there with Dennis McCann. It's a good left hand that found a way through. He's been a little bit more patient so far in this round, McCann.
I think he's maybe just got to target a few more of those body shots, try and soften his opponent up a little bit. Jurado takes the shots well to the head. There's a nice short body shot. That's a good punch.
He drove it right through into the solar plexus there, McCann, and it seems to be the way to set up the onslaught.
Good instruction there from Alan Smith in the corner, yeah. Just saying to work his body, not to get too close to him, so he wants him to just to maintain a little bit of a gap. When Jurado gets up close, he's making it awkward, and like I say, he comes back with the odd shot here and there. But it's important for McCann to stay centre of the ring. For Jurado, he's got to try and push McCann back to the ropes. But he's boxing very well. His movement is mainly circular around his opponent. That's what McCann's doing. Boxing from the centre, always holding that position. That's why he's in control. One of the reasons why he's in control.
McCann's got 2 8-round points wins on his record, so we know that he can go the distance in these fights. They were good learning fights as well for him against Pedro Matos and Luis Moreno. There's never really been a moment in this one so far where he's been anything but in complete control.
It's good to see prospects go through a contest where they go 7 or 8 rounds. You know, they learn from those type of fights. If they're tough opponents, knocking guys out is great, and the crowd love it. But sometimes you don't learn a lot from those type of contests. And when you're doing 6 and 8 rounders, then you learn a lot more. And it's horses for courses and getting the right fights at the right time.
The body of Jurado again being targeted by Dennis McCann, and then he switches the attack to the head. He throws so many punches in combination, doesn't he, Dennis McCann? It's hard for the opponent to know where he needs his defence to be, because when he protects his head, he goes to the body, and vice versa. He throws so many in little bursts, McCann.
And he's good with his accuracy, Flex, that's the thing. He's accurate with his body shots. And look at those two there, getting through the guard of his opponent. And this is good. This is where he's got to step up. Go through the gears now. 2s, 3s, 4s when he gets him in those positions on the ropes.
It's a credit to Jurado, though, that just when you think that McCann's got him softened up, he finds a punch or two from somewhere to turn it round again.
Tough nut, isn't he?
They're good hard shots that are going in from Dennis McCann to the body and then the head. And again we see Jurado just find a punch to get himself off the ropes, get himself back into the middle of the ring, and then he can regroup from there.
That's when Dennis McCann maybe should target just sustaining the pressure a little bit and keeping his opponent on the ropes. And that may just allow the ref then to think, well, should I be stopping this contest? To sustain the pressure, but it just allows him off the ropes again there.
Jurado skipping backwards, and that's another round. So out we come for the next one. Alan Smith telling Dennis McCann not to waste punches, to keep him on the ropes and do your work over there. 3 rounds to go. And it's been all Dennis McCann so far as we move into the 6th.
Good display up to now from McCann. Just got to see out the show, really. Like I say, go for the stop. He's got to put his punches together, leaning forward a little bit too much there for that shot. But this is where he's got to try and put the combinations in again. Just a bit of a lack of experience, allowing your opponent off the ropes there. That's good work. That's a nice left uppercut.
McCann into the body again. I think he might have a slight issue, you know, Richie, with his lead hand, Dennis McCann. He was telling Alan Smith between rounds that something wasn't right. He was trying to keep his voice down so we couldn't pick it up with the microphones in there, but it'd be interesting to watch him and see what the punch combinations look like the rest of the way.
Yeah, that is interesting, and that may have come from when he targets the body with the right hook to the body. He might have caught an elbow, you see, on the hand, if he's got a hand problem with that lead hand. Good work there with his rear hand, but there's that lead hook to the body, switches the attack. This is better now from McCann. He's got to maintain the gap now, Fletch, there.
This is what Alan Smith wants him to do. His trainer, he wants him to try and sustain these attacks and keep the Argentinian pinned on the ropes, but he's always been able so far to fight his way off. And he's got a cut now, Dennis McCann. Left eye. Big cut above the left eye for Dennis McCann, Richie.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? We'll have to see where that's come from. Bit of work from the corner with 2 rounds to go after this one, but how has that cut occurred? Was it from a punch? Was it from a head clash?
Quite a nasty one as well, isn't it, Richie? Yeah. Plenty of blood coming from it. Now, the fortunate thing for Dennis McCann at the moment, it doesn't seem to be flowing into the eye. It seems to be going down the side of his face at the moment. We think it was a clash of heads.
Yeah, it's just on the side of the eye, so the blood's just running down his face. So when it's on the eyelid or above the eye, if it runs into the eye, then that's obviously a problem. And it's down the side of the face. The corner will be eager for this belt to sound, so they can get to work on that.
20 seconds before the corner team can get to work on it. It's been the quietest round so far for Dennis McCann in terms of putting Jurado on the ropes and putting him under serious pressure. Finishes the round with a flourish, though, and now they can get to work on the cut.
Yeah, let's have a seat. Let's have a look where this cut came from, though, Fletch, because it'll be interesting.
Jurado, who's a million miles behind on the cards, but Dennis McCann's got the cut.
Now it's all about managing the contest, so working with the jab. This may make Jurado come forward a little bit more, because he's seen the blood. He might want to force the pressure, try and open the cut up further. So it might actually suit McCann that he can bring Jurado onto more punches. But he's just got to adjust his feet, box mid and long range, doesn't want nothing on the inside now, and box to instruction and manage the contest, you know, with these last couple of rounds.
Scott Jurado coming forward a little bit more showboating coming from Dennis McCann. He's got the accuracy and the reach, Richie, to box behind that jab if that's what he wants to do the rest of the way. This is where he's been really effective, though, when he's had Jurado's back to the ropes.
We spoke earlier that he might have had a problem with his right hand. That was not a bad right hook that he threw there. It wasn't too bad. But the jab is the key now for Dennis McCann. Keeping his opponent off balance and just punching at long range like that there.
It's a good body shot. Dug in again around the elbow from Dennis McCann. The only thing he's got to avoid here is walking onto something unexpected, and he's only got one stoppage in his career, Jurado, so it's highly unlikely. In terms of what the scorecards are going to be looking like, he's won everything in there so far, Dennis McCann.
The corner have done a decent job on the eye. It's stopped the flow of blood.
And his corner shouting to work behind the jab. That's all they want him to do now. Final 45 seconds of the penultimate round here. It's been a nice controlled round so far from McCann.
He's boxed to instruction, hasn't he? Listened to his corner. That's well behind his jab. Just maintains that gap. Doesn't want to be falling in. And if his opponent does come forward, just adjust the feet and bring him onto the shots.
Excellent body shot. Final few seconds, Jurado over there covering up. Not a great deal of desire now from the Argentine to throw too many punches either. Caught him with a really good shot right on the belt.
It's part of the learning game, and what a boxer's got to do, listen to the corner, the instruction, and carry out the tactics. Doesn't need to get involved here. Mid to long range, hit and move, and just see the contest out. If the catch him with a good shot, great. Don't go falling in. Just be disciplined. And like I say, it's all part of the learning game.
It's another good learning night, as Richie says, for Dennis McCann. Another step along the road at super bantamweight, heading towards his 11th win as a professional, an unblemished record so far. And the corner have done a really good job with the cut, haven't they, as well? It's not become a problem by any stretch of the imagination. That's nice work by McCann to turn Jurado around. Good shots from McCann.
Yeah, good shots, and again listening to his corner, so he's not falling in after his work. He's in control again, totally in control. You know Jurado's going to throw the odd shot here and there. It's important that he's listened to his corner. The movement's been good. It's been a good display from Dennis McCann.
It's good tonight to see that the adversity that he's come up against.
This is a good display from him again there. A few punches going in. So he's just finishing the contest well. Just playing it safe now. McCann taking no real risks. Boxing at range. Just seeing out the contest. Another win for him.
So there's the final bell, and a smile on the face of Dennis McCann.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Lee Every, scores this contest 80-72 for your winner, and still undefeated, Dennis "The Menace" McCann.
So Dennis McCann moves to 11-0. He won every round tonight. A landslide victory for Dennis the Menace, and he moves on at super bantamweight. Another victory.